so I could get a really good shot because of that smoke. And it's not as bad. It didn't seem like on the back stretch at times as it did on the front stretch. Now, what the difference was, I have no clue.
I don't know, but Sam, what do you think?
Well, that's a car that literally has been smoking all year. So from an official standpoint,
but it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but from an official standpoint, it's been doing it, and there's been a discussion,
that's the norm.
And it's a norm, and there has been a discussion.
And that's why I'm asking, because I know you're in the pit area, and you kind of get that info back there. So there has been, and Sam's brought this up before, a little bit of discussion about that car. Mm-hmm. What do you do? I mean, and this isn't saying that the officials are wrong. I'm just asking what's the best way to handle that situation, in your opinion, knowing the car is smoking, knowing the car is putting oil down, and the track's already slick, and these guys are flying around that place. When does safety become an issue? You know what I mean? How do you handle it? I mean,
I think if enough people voiced their concern to Jeremy about it,
and I think that's what it would take.
That's what I was fixing to say.
Yeah,
then maybe
because the car's fast. I mean, that zero car, there's no doubt, is fast. I'm just honestly that whole feature. I was waiting for that motor to let go. That's how bad it was smoking. When you see that, you expect, okay, any time this thing's going to detonate and leave a yard sale on the racetrack. It didn't happen. It stuck together, but there was an awful lot of smoke, and you could see the oil. You could actually see the oil on the track.
Well, from your vantage point,
right.
I can't from mine.
Right, because you're almost trackside level.
Yeah.
But
all I can tell you, it was shiny.
Yeah, it was. Very shiny.
It was very shiny.
No doubt. So Clyde Root finished third. Your second-place car was Jeff Rash. He was looking for the three-peat and finished. No, he was looking for. He had a three-peat. Mm-hmm. Looking to start a new one after a Slover one, and finished second to Ryan Emery.
Yep, flying Ryan.
And Ryan was flying. Saturday night. A little over 4 seconds margin of victory. He got that little Rayburn to the front, and smooth and consistent was what it took to win that race. And Ryan was, he wasn't the guy throwing the car in sideways. He wasn't the guy trying to hunt the track and find something upstairs that wasn't there, because there truly wasn't anything upstairs at all.
When I first started watching him, during qualifying, it looks like he's actually slow because he's so smooth coming through the turns, where everybody else jacks it up into the corner, right. And they come around. But Ryan actually looks like he's smooth until he comes past, and you look up to the scoreboard and you go, holy cow.
Looks like an asphalt driver.
Yeah, he really does. It's just smooth.
Yep. He does look like an asphalt driver at times.
I'd like to see him on asphalt.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. How do you like that?
Are you reading it too?
Yeah.
I can't see it yet.
Oh, here we go. Oh, there it is. Brett Endicott just jumped in.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, this Swear Trucking chat line is going nuts. So Tracy Emery says they told him, talking about the zero car, they told him over the receiver that had to be fixed before the main or he couldn't race. Clearly that didn't happen. That's not safe for those drivers. And I understand how some drivers would have some concern with the oil going down on the track and hitting them in the visor and stuff. We'll see how that plays out. Because, I mean, as a driver in that division, I know that car's fast. I'd have some concern being behind him.
I wouldn't want to be behind him. Yeah.
Yeah. From the Sportsman, we go to the Super Sports. 13 Super Sports tied in, guys. Pretty decent field. And this has been a strong field all year long, whether it's been 13, 14, or 16. We've had some really good Super Sport races, and we've had some
not so good
Super Sport races. It seems like with this class, it's one way or the other. It's either a really, really good race, or it's just like chaos and it's a free for all and like a battle royal. Last man standing is the winner type deal, and we kind of saw a little bit of that. But man, oh man, this will be interesting, guys, because we're going to talk about some stuff. Sam, can you bring up Moxie Media page on Facebook and go to the points? Because I want to talk about points for this class. things are getting a little heated in this class right here. 13th fast in qualifying was Mike Robbins. Then it was Robert Mercer. J.J. Irvine was 11th. Brian Winkler debuted in the number 88 this year, first time out, and qualified 10th fast. Clay Devin in the 84, first time out this year. He was 9th fast. Your points leader, the 13B of Randy Barley, actually qualified 8th fast, and it was Jody Tanner in the 7th spot. Darrell Blanchard was 6th. Getting in the top 5, the 77S of James Slover. He qualified with a 16.941. 4th fast was Vaughn Stone in the 17. Now, this guy's been coming on hot lately. He has been, after a rough start the first half of the season, I think they finally got everything dialed in, got it all put together. He's been pretty darn good the last 3-4 weeks. 4th fast in qualifying was Vaughn Stone. He was 16 at 9.28. Dave Miller in the 55 with a borrowed engine. Blew his engine up the week before. 3rd fast qualifier, 16.686. Doug Elkins was 2nd fast with a 16.675. Pretty darn close right there. And the fast qualifier was the 99 of BJ Donofrio with a 16.400. Heat race winners, Clay Devin in the 84, the number 84 Rayburn Showtime Graphics ride. Debuts with a heat race win. It was a great run. The car looked like it was in mid-season form, first time out. He's taken some time off from racing. He's been racing go-karts and just kind of having fun, and decided to bring the old car out and give it a go, and it paid off with a heat race win. He looked pretty darn good. He just barely edged out Vaughn Stone, who was just over a tenth of a second behind him. It was a good race. Really good race coming to the line. Heat race number 2 for the Super Sports. Winner was Doug Elkins. Second was Dave Miller, and it was 4.6 seconds. From there, it was, another 6 seconds back to Blanchard, who finished 3rd. Getting into the feature for the Super Sports, 14 cars started the feature for the Super Sports. We'll go with let's go with the top 10. Well, we'll just go bottom to top. Mike Robbins. We know the answer to that one, don't we? Mm-hmm. Mike Robbins was 14th fast. Finished 14th. Darrell Blanchard finished 13th. James Slover was 12th. Robert Mercer in the 30 was 11th. J.J. Irvine lands in the top 10. Jody Tanner was 9th. Vaughn Stone was 8th. Doug Elkins was 7th. Chris Mott was 6th. Clay Devin in the top 5. Good run for him. Randy Barley was 4th. Dave Miller 3rd. Brian Winkler, first time out against these guys who had their cars out on the track. They know what they're going to do. The setup's there. Finished 2nd to winner B.J. Donofrio. It's his 4th win of the year in the Super Sports, the 99 car. 1.24 seconds.
And he won last week on the 4th.
B.J. Donofrio.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fast car. That is a fast little car. Yep. Can you give me the rundown of the top 5 in points?
Sure. We got the number 46 of Doug Elkins is 618.
So he just took over the points lead.
Yes.
Okay.
Now this is as of 8-4.
Right.
Okay. And the second is 13B of Randy Barley at 616, 2 points back.
2 points, guys.
Yep.
Now Barley had been leading all year up until just coming into that race. After that race was over, Elkins put himself at the top.
Third place, Dave Miller, 558, a little ways back. Number 4 is 36 of Jody Tanner at 529. And at number 4, tied with number 4, is Vaughn Stone with 529. And I'll go ahead and put number 6, which will make us 6 total,
right,
as B.J. Donofrio, the number 99 car, at 505.
Now B.J. Donofrio has the most wins in this division, but he's also had the most bad luck. I mean, there has been nights where he's had it wrapped up and something's gone awry. There's been nights where he's, we saw the black flag issue. He's had one of those deals, truly one of those deals, where it seems to be a checkers or wreckers type season.
That's just the way it works sometimes.
That's dirt track racing. But, I mean, that 99 car, when it is on the track, good God, that thing is fast.
Yep.
But it's like it's either at the front or it's in the pits. It didn't seem like it's, There's no second, third, fourth, or fifth. It's just kind of.
And he was running really good Saturday night.
He was.
And so was Elkins.
Yep.
Elkins was coming up through the back, got toward the front, got shuffled back for some reason.
I want to say he was third or fourth.
Yes. And then he got shuffled.
Uh-huh.
And then he went backwards.
Well, he got spun out on the last lap.
Yeah.
That was the last lap, and he ended up 7th.
But he was trying to move up.
He was trying like heck. Now, you got to give him a round of applause because he was trying on a racetrack that was
a one-lane track.
It was not favorable for anybody that tried the outside and to get under somebody. You really had to have a run on him down the straightaway to get underneath him getting in, or otherwise it wasn't going to work. Things were going to get bad.
If you wasn't on the bottom, you wasn't going anywhere.
And it's true. It's true that just was no top side. The weather didn't help. Luck of the draw sometimes when it comes to track conditions. But Joey Tanner is trying to talk to Brett Endicott here on the Swear Trucking chat line. As Endicott says, we're coming up, so the two most talked about street stocks in the Northwest can put a show on for the fans. And Tanner says, who are the two most talked about street stocks in the Northwest? That's a hard question to answer. There's so many good ones. I know in this case, I know exactly who Endicott is referring to. He's referring to the 99 of Evans, and of course the car he's a chassis specialist on, the 74 of Andrew Langen. It's a valid case, a valid argument saying those are the top two. Right now, that's a bold statement from a 74 team, being that they've only got 2 races on that brand new car, one being on asphalt,
and
one being on dirt.
And where did they finish in those races?
The one on dirt, they won.
And the one on asphalt?
I don't remember. I didn't hear where they finished at that Roseburg deal. Were they a top 5 car? No, I don't think they finished. I don't think that car finished in that race. Something happened, I heard. But it is a valid argument to say he's in the top 2, top 5. I mean, how do you say who's the best in the street stock division Northwest? There's so many good ones.
Yep. It'd be tough to call. I don't know how you would do that. Flip a coin?
And that's about how it... Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what fuel pump. It was like late in the race when they were up there in Roseburg. It's unfortunate, but that's, when you debut a new car and it wasn't even put together that morning, they finished it up, rolled it up on the trailer, and they were competitive. But, yeah. So, Joey, to answer your question, he's talking about Langen, and he's talking about Justin Evans. And Joey says, I'm not trying to start a fire. I was just curious.
I'm curious what Joey's opinion is of the top 2.
I would like to take a poll. We'll have to make a poll on Moxie. Give us your top 5 street stocks in the Northwest.
Let's see what they say.
Because there's a lot of good ones. And you got to think about the street stocks from Sunset, Willamette. You got to think about the guys from Cottage Grove. There's a lot. This is, I think, the biggest class other than modifieds. Modifieds, I think, would be second biggest. But this is the biggest class. And I certainly think when it comes to a deep talent pool, I think the street stocks probably have the deepest talent pool top to bottom.
And it's exciting.
Oh, man. These guys, the finishes have been so close every race.
The trash talking on Facebook.
Oh, they're going after each other. I love it. I love that kind of stuff when these guys, racers, start going after each other.
That's the best part.
Well,
and they do it all in fun.
And that's the spirit of it, right? It's all in good fun. Moving to the IMCA Modifieds. How did 11 of them qualify? Top 5 qualifiers were Matthew Drager, returning for the first time in the 21A. Just ahead of him was the Bar S Motorsports number 7 of Destin Cady. Then it was the Break the Chain number 36 of Lightning John Campos was third fast. Second fast qualifier was the V13 Go Plumbing Machine of Gray Ferrando. And the fast qualifier, the CWR Discount Race Car Parts Modified of Superman Colin Weinbarger. Tough field. Tough field.
Awful close in the points, 2 in the top 5.
And we're going to talk about that. So Weinbarger was your fast qualifier, a 16.677 to Gray Ferrando's 16.834. Then it was John Campos, 16.845. and Dustin Cady was a 16.959. Those are the 4 cars in the 16-second bracket. Drager qualified with a 17.134.